Thank you so much for joining me for my top 10 most impressive products that I've tried in 2024 so far. We have luxury beauty here. Let's just jump right in and I'm going to explain why I think they are impressive, because it might have to do with longevity, it might have to do with technology. So there are several reasons why something might impress me. So let's start with this because I want to kind of go in the order in which I applied the makeup. I did do a get ready with me, so tune into that if you'd like to see the application of everything. But this is a new to me product. It is the Sisley Correcting Brightening Moisturizer. It's got Multi-Defense Shield SPF 50 PA+++. So I am always on the hunt for SPF products that also brighten, and in this case, moisturize as well. Now this was purchased from the UK, so that's why it has the SPF marking on there. So far, I really love it because it adheres well. It doesn't leave a very, very stark white cast. So I have two of these. That's how much I like it. It is one of the most expensive SPF products I've purchased, but there are very few that have brightening and SPF together that feel really comfortable on the skin. I've had some before that feel a little too liquidy on the skin, or they don't adhere. I need something that will stay put, especially in the warmer months like now. So I know that I can rely on this to stay in place. So I follow up with another Sisley product, and I don't love foundation. I really don't love foundation. I don't like the way it feels. I don't like that it transfers. There are so many things I don't love about foundation, that it looks like makeup is one of the other things. So I have been enjoying the Sisley foundation. Now I have two here because one of the trickiest things is to find a color match, the right color match. I am warm, but I also have neutral tones to my skin. So this one in Hazel is a bit too warm for me. It's also on the lighter side. And then we have this one in 4C Honey, which is, as you can see, more neutral, but also is a lot deeper than my skin tone. So I blended these two together. It's a very second skin-like finish. It works harmoniously with the first Sisley product that I apply, and the makeup looks really wonderful all day long. Just a little bit of a satiny finish to it, which I love in foundations. And again, it never looks like makeup, but it has quite substantial coverage if that's what you're looking for, but also you can sheer this out. So it's definitely buildable, really natural looking kind of foundation. One other thing that I use, but I didn't apply it today, is this product by Chanel. It's the #1 to Chanel, and this is in medium coral. I love this all over the face, especially in the evening. Since I am so aware and wanting to protect my skin during the day, I rarely go out without SPF. Actually, I can't remember the last time I went out without SPF in the daytime. So this is reserved for evening, and I love this because it blurs the skin. It dries down really nicely. There's nothing too moisturizing about this. So if you are a dry skin type, I don't know how much you will love this, but if you are a combo or an oily skin type, you might like this to have a bit of that filtered effect, a bit of that glow. It's not covering the skin, which I love because I think my skin is in very good condition except for the front right here, and I'll tell you how I take care of that. But it just is so beautiful. It makes the skin look pretty, and I love that it has a peachy coral tone to it. I can go a little bit dull sometimes and almost a grayish tone. It looks just a little bit healthier, so I love this. I do have it in this, and I'll swatch them for you, in soft pink as well, and I will mix that for the front of my face. But if I only had one to use, I would use this, but since I have both, of course, I'm going to blend a little bit of this into the front part of my face, but then really this works well on this exterior part, and then my forehead works really well. Speaking of a really natural kind of look, I love to pair that with this product, which is new to me. It's by Jones Road Beauty, and you know how I love the Clé de Peau concealer. It is beautiful. It is one of the easiest products to use. It's got SPF in it, but I want to try other things that are not that Clé de Peau concealer to see what else is out there. So I've been trying out this Jones Road Beauty. This is the Neutralizer pencil. It is different than their other line, which is the face pencil. It looks very similar though. I mean, the packaging looks almost exactly the same, except it says the Neutralizer pencil, and they have various shades, and these are to color correct. So this is for medium, I think it's medium skin types. They have a really nice chart that shows what shade you are and what you want to address. But for me, it's dark spots here. I'm more medium skin tone. This is in the shade Light Peach. So I used it on my dark spots here today, on my chin as well. And then I did a little bit of color correcting right here because I can get some grayness in this area as well. This is really impressive for the length of time you can wear this, and it really meshes with the skin. I've used it with various other products on my face, including the Sisley. I've used it with this in the evening, this Chanel product. It looks really beautiful, and it really just melts into all of the other makeup you have on your skin, so it looks like skin. Especially for me, I love second skin-like makeup, and this really just becomes one with the rest of the makeup, and it holds really well, especially if you have, again, more oily or combo skin. That's what I have up here where my pores are. That's where I get the most oily. And when it starts to interact with that, it really comes together and is beautiful. So I've been really impressed with this product. Plus it's a pencil applicator. Oh gosh, it needs to be sharpened, but it's very easy to take with you if you want to take it with you, and also to apply. I've done a really nice job with this. Moving on to powder. This is one of the most impressive powders I've ever used. So I love Clé de Peau powders. One of my very favorite powders was their loose powder. And then it wasn't available, so I tried their pressed powder, and that was very nice. They've since reformulated their powder, their pressed powder, and I gave it a nice test because one of the things it mentions in the directions is that you can reapply this within, I believe it's like a 12-hour span, something like that, a long amount of time, and it refreshes makeup. But at first I thought it was a claim of that many hours of wear without reapplying, but after reading through, it was reapply within this time frame and it will refresh your makeup. And I really liked that idea because I can get oily, like I said, and I love to reapply powder. One of the issues with reapplying powder though is that it can start to look cakey. It can look very makeup-y, especially if you are more oily and there's a tendency for makeup to kind of separate and fall apart. Once powder's added, it's almost like it becomes like dough. When you add flour to the dough, it looks kind of cakey and a lot of texture. But this one can be reapplied on top of makeup like this. I'm gonna apply it right now. And it's so impressive that it just brings everything together. It makes the pores appear smoother, and it also looks like you have freshly applied makeup. It doesn't look like I'm applying it on top of older makeup, which if you've done that before, you know what it looks like. It doesn't look great. But this is one of those products that can do that. So it lives up to the claim. It does look like it's white in here, but it is translucent going on. It doesn't interfere with my makeup, although I still will finish up with the Perfect Blur powder by Chantecaille, which has a little bit of color and it also helps to kind of bring everything together, but can definitely reset with this. It's very, very nice. This is also one of the very few powders where I can apply it under the eye, very lightly though, and it doesn't look like makeup-y, because I know some of you like to set your under eye area, and I usually don't, because I feel like if there's something that's going to give away that I'm wearing makeup, it's going to be powder under the eye, because it's such a delicate area and there's so much movement here that it has a tendency to settle if it's powder. But this one is so lovely. I just have to be careful not to add too much concealer, because once it mixes with the concealer, it can get a little bit textury. But a nice thin layer of concealer and then a nice thin layer of this powder is beautiful. So I did apply it under here today. Moving on, we've got quite a few Chanel products here to talk about. The singles. These single eyeshadows are really beautiful. So I had seen these in the store and I didn't even realize what I was looking at because I was so distracted by the bronzer, those bronzers that came out. And I saw these and I thought, what is that? Because I didn't realize they were coming out with new shadows. I'd been out of the country, so I wasn't really paying attention to what was going on. And I saw these lovely shadows and I thought, what are these? And I wanted to try one. I wanted to try Brun Talpa, that was not there. And I swatched the Jade Facette, which now I'm so sad I did not pick up because it's sold out as of the filming of this. Maybe it's back in stock by now, but once it goes back into stock, I will purchase it. And then Brun Talpa was out of stock, so I went with the other, I think there were two medium neutral type shadows. So Quartz Fume is the one that I initially picked up. It's a beautiful bronzy tone. I think it works well with nice warm colors. And Brun Talpa, then I was able to order later, 236, which is what I have on now. It's more of like a minky kind of mocha shade. It's really beautiful. Cooler toned though. So we've got a swatch here of Quartz Fume for you, and then a swatch of Brun Talpa, so you can see them side by side. I've since ordered the lilac shade, so that is on the way if I've not posted that already. Hopefully I will insert a swatch here so you can see that. I had swatched that one in store, but I wasn't quite sure how to use it because it didn't look like a great layering. I think it was some more matte is the reason why, and I wasn't sure about that. And plus I loved the Sea Turtle palette. I would have actually included the Sea Turtle palette, but it's limited edition and really hard to find. So I wanted to include things that weren't as difficult to find. This one right here. So if I can find this, I will link it for you. This shade I love. I love this shade. And the lilac shade didn't look like this shade to me, but now I just want to try the lilac shade. I may hit pan on this. That's how much I love this shade, and I wish they would make it permanent. Back on track, I would have, like I said, included that if it was more widely available. But these singles are gorgeous. I do love a one and done, and these are beautiful one and dones. Great formula. These are easy to blend, and I'm looking forward to layering some of these. So I'll probably end up with more than I really intended to. I should have probably purchased about 5 or 6 shades that looked interesting to me when I first saw them, but I've got these two now. I love them both, and I'm looking forward to trying some of the other ones. Speaking of eyeshadow, I have also been trying quite a few of the Hermes palettes, and I tried them earlier 2023. I purchased the rest of them this year, and I'm slowly working my way through them to see what I think. So far, the quality has been very consistent regardless of the actual color story. And I have one here, and this is surprising because there's that pink. I love most of the colors in there except really the accent color. Some of you let me know that you use this as a blush, and I haven't tried that yet. But that's a really interesting idea if you aren't going to use this on the eye, because I really don't love pink eyeshadows on me unless it has like a bluish, really bluish tone, almost leaning lavender or lilac. These are really impressive, especially with these darker shades here. I think that's where you can really tell if an eyeshadow is good or not, because when I've run into issues, it's always been with the darker shades that are chalky and uneven and don't apply well and are difficult to blend. These Hermes palettes are beautiful. They are nice and creamy. They are next generation palettes. I am happy with all the ones I've tried. I think there's one more I have to try out on camera. Actually, I haven't tried it out in real life yet either, but I haven't tried it out on camera. But I used this shade today, and it works really well with that Chanel shade. So if you were interested in any of the Hermes palettes, I need to do a ranking of them, my favorites, but I have favorites for different reasons. But lovely next generation palettes if you were ever wanting one. They are beautiful. This is a great neutral one. It's just gonna be on the cooler side. Okay, another Jones Road beauty is this eyebrow pencil. It is not new to them, I believe. It's new to me though. And this is in light brunette. It sounds like too light of a shade for me, but when you look at this, it looks like it would be the right shade, and it is. It can get quite intense. So I went in with this today. And the reason I love this might surprise you because it is waxier, and I don't love waxy eyebrow pencils. I typically don't like them because they can be shiny on camera and in real life, and I don't like that. I like the powdery aspect of something like this Gucci pencil because it absorbs light, it looks more natural. But this is more like a pomade texture, less waxy, so it doesn't have the shininess to it, but it has some hold also. This is a really quick one and done brow if I want it to be, and this is one of the reasons I love it because it adds color. I can also regulate how intense it is just based on the pressure, and then it also has particles in there that can help build volume, and it also has hold. So it has all of the things that I would want in a brow product. The only thing is that it doesn't have a great three-dimensional aspect to it, which is why I went in with the Jones Road Beauty Brow Gel that I love so much in light brunette. So I will go in with that as well, just to build some volume back to get the brows away from my face. Otherwise, this can lay a little bit flat onto my skin, the hairs, but it's okay in a rush, and really it's the quickest brow product I've ever tried. So it's Jones Road Beauty again in light brunette. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I feel like maybe I miscounted. Again, I've done this before, but let's call it 10-ish. We've got a couple Chanel products here. This is Le Beige Healthy Glow Sun Kissed Powder. This one is in medium gold. Now this is the first one that I purchased, and I loved it so much. I've been using it every day. It's getting smooth. That's how much I'm like smoothing out those grooves that are in there. That's how much I love this. This is a beautiful golden, actually it's a golden bronzer. Now that I've compared it to another one with this beautiful pinky shade, I used this today. I did use it with this blush, so I don't know if I miscounted, but this is one of the things I used as well. It does remind me of the Valentino, but not exactly. It doesn't have the same amount of glow, but it has a lovely skin flattering kind of finish, like a slight glow. 00 is this shade. And then I went in with this. as a bronzer. And then I went in with this as more of like a glowy powder, not a highlighter. I don't really think of this as a highlighter, but it's got a beautiful skin enhancing glow. And then this has a little bit of a gold element to it, this blush. So I put the blush on top as well. I love this because it's such an easy product that covers so many bases. And I know this is not the first time anyone's ever done this. It actually does remind me a little bit of a La Mer product that I loved. It had layers like this. Yeah, they didn't carry it anymore. So it does remind me a little bit of that, although this doesn't have the same level of glow. That had glow, I think, in all of the colors. But this is lovely. It's a really easy product to use as well. Surprising that I love it as much as I do. I really didn't expect to love this as much as I do, but it makes application really, really fast and really beautiful and very natural and skin enhancing and makes me just look healthier. I think it really does a good job of that. Now, I also picked up this one in medium coral. This one does not work as well for me separately. Like, I love this one separately. This one though is stunning as a bronzer. So it's the blush and bronzer together where you actually swirl them all together. This really has the most beautiful sun-kissed look to it. I want to do something with this. I'm not quite sure what. I tried it out when I used, what did I use? Oh, I used one of the Hermes palettes with this, a peachy. That was it. I did it for a peachy look and this was stunning together. It really looked like no other blush that I'd seen before, and it had a very summery look about it. It was beautiful, really beautiful, as if on a Mediterranean vacation, that kind of a thing. Reminded me of that light that I see. It seems to look different, especially in Italy. You have that beautiful sunlight there if you've ever been there, and it reminds me a lot of that when this is swirled together. So this is beautiful. I want to get my hands on the light coral because you let me know how much you love it, and I almost ordered it this morning, and then by the time I went back to go get it, it was gone. So I'm going to be ordering that at some point as well. But that's how much I love those. I thought I would just get one, but now I'm going to have at least 3. I think that's it. I think those are the only ones I will need, but I'm really enjoying it. It's such a fun product to use. Just enhances the overall appearance of the skin. I think that's what I love the most about it. And it's really natural looking as well. And then we've got here this lip product, the Rouge Allure Velvet in 6 o'clock. I forgot about this because I brought it to Asia with me, and then I'm very slow to unpack my everything. So I'm very meticulous about where things go back, and so it takes me a longer amount of time to actually unpack everything, but I remembered this is a really lovely formula, especially for someone who doesn't love anything that isn't either traditional lipstick or like a balmy kind of texture. I love really natural lip products. I love when they have a gloss to them. I love more traditional, like I said, lip products. And when we start to move into like a matte kind of a lip or even a velvet lip, it's not my favorite, but this is really comfortable. Lovely color payoff, easy to apply. It's a bold color. Sometimes bold colors can be really tricky to wear, and it wears really nicely too as it starts to wear away. One of the only things is I wish they had more berry toned colors, but I really like this one, 6 o'clock. On to the plus one. I think I went over on accident, but this one I did have to mention because it has been a game changer for me, just like their other products that I had that I love and still love, is the DYSON Airwrap. I love that. That's a game changer for my hair, but this is a game changer for really low maintenance hair that I don't have to actually worry about once I have it straightened. Because as much as I love the DYSON Airwrap, once my hair is curled, I have to consistently just make sure that everything is in the right place, especially I notice for filming, because if my hair goes in a different direction, it can throw off everything from lighting to balance to everything. So specifically for on camera, this has come in so handy because my hair stays straight. It just stays straight unless I'm like moving it around too much, but it just makes filming so much easier. I don't have to worry about my hair. It just stays in place. And it's a beautiful result. It gives me back that glossiness to my hair that it's kind of lost now as I've gotten older. It's a little bit wiry. It's a little bit dull. It doesn't have this movement to it unless I use this Airstrait to get that back. So it has been a game changer for me, and I can't say enough about this. It's not something I think they even targeted towards my demographic because it's made for curly hair or wavy hair or to get it straight. My hair is kind of straight. It used to look like this, but it's since now become a little wiry and dull, but this has made it look a lot healthier. So I really love this. I wanted to make sure to mention that. So those are the 10 or so products that I have been impressed by so far this year in 2024. Again, doesn't mean that they were not created previous, but they are new to me this year. I'm trying them for the first time in 2024, and these came out as the most impressive. But let me know what has been impressive to you in the first half of 2024. I'd love to know so I can try it in the second half of 2024. I'd love to know. Please leave that in the comment section below. But that is it for today's video, so please take care of each other, stay well if you enjoyed this video. If you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time.